Thanks for checking out another one of the videos here on YouTube. This is going to be hopefully a repair video, at least a testing video, on a Kencove KF6000 electric fence box with 6 output joule unit, probably like 10 joules stored, some in that range. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate that. If you are already subscribed, thanks. If you're not, if you don't want to subscribe, well, okay, whatever. Hit the thumbs up button at least. And there's our information right there. There are links down below in the description area, but fencerfixer.com is our website. Another thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to use this meter here. This is a Energizer performance meter. It tells us a lot of information about the unit we're working on after we get it going. We can hook up this meter and we can see the kilovolts it's putting out, how many output joules it's putting out. You can also flip it over to this setting over here, which will tell us how often it pulses, like how 1.5 seconds, 1.2 seconds, whatever, how long the actual shock is being delivered out of it, like how when it makes that tick sound, how long does that tick? You know, it's not the time between the ticks, but the actual tick itself. How long is that tick on the fence line? So it tells a lot of information, and we can hook up different loads. There's only 4 loads we can hook up to it. We got a 1000 ohm, 500 ohm, 200 ohm, and 100 ohm. Closer you get to 0 ohm, that's a dead short. It's 0 ohms. So when you're going to cross fence to ground, that's 0. It's, dead short. We can hook up external loads to it through these blue numbers, but we don't. We have to have that resistor to do it. And right now I don't have any. I mean, I have resistors galore of all sorts of stuff. I need to get the right size resistor wattage wise. We need about a 20 watt resistor at least, to that way the resistor can handle the energy being put out by a unit, and then we just have to get the corresponding resistor size, 700 ohm, 150 ohm, whatever. But right now we're not doing that. We're just going to use these different resistors or loads on there. But it's just the note says they don't know, so it's been broke for a while, so they don't remember what happened to it. Well, let's go and take the screws out of the back, and we'll do a visual inspection first, and then if we don't see anything really out of the norm, we'll go and plug it in and see what it does. This unit is 2012, so it's 11 years old. Pretty dirty unit inside. There's cobwebs galore. You can see all this. You can't really. There's cobwebs there. There's crap down inside there. So it's got some issues. That's an old style. The boards on this one looks totally different than the new ones. This board looks basically the same. So I don't see anything really wrong with it yet, visibly. Let's we'll check the capacitor real quick. Unplug one lead of the capacitor. Doesn't matter which one. We unplug, and I don't remember what size this is, but I gotta rotate this around. This is a 40 microfarad capacitor, so we'll test that. See if it's any good. Now we're probably going to unplug both of them just so we can get to the other tab on top. There's 4 tabs on there, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Doesn't matter which ones we touch, as long as we touch the 2 on the top, the 2 on the bottom, left and right. So we don't matter if we do upper right or upper left, lower right, or whatever, long because one's on the left are one contact section and the other one's on the right are the other contact. They're just tied together there. So I'll go to capacitance. No polarity. 22. So that's definitely low. We've lost almost half of its energy deal. So, but I don't think it's low enough to keep the thing from running. So we will change the capacitor, just not yet. let's get, come on, get this wire plugged back into it. Most times capacitors, these get weak as they age. And some brands use better capacitors than others, and all a universal deal. Alright, let's plug it in. Nothing. Alright, so it didn't come on at all. Let's take a visual inspection of the board. Looks pretty clean and clear. Transformer, swelled up spots in it, cracks I don't see. Nothing right there. I do see that this green tarnish on there, so it'll probably space those apart so they don't happen to shoot a spark across anywhere. Let's test this fuse. Looks good. A filament going across. Fuse is bad. Let's put a fuse in it. Hopefully we'll get lucky. That's all that's wrong. We need to blow this thing out of here. And so we'll put a new capacitor, a new fuse, and it might go back to working. But let's plug it in. Let's focus on the fuse. See if it pops and if it flashes right here on that fuse, the one right there, a silver thing. If it flashes when we turn it on, then you know something wrong with that board. Yep. Fuse is bad again, so we got issues with that board. Alright, here's the new board. So the new board looks like it's got a lot more stuff on it than that one. It's also quite a bit bigger. More doodads on there. So we're going to have to... So it needs a board and a capacitor. I mean, we can look at the board real quick, see if we see anything burnt anywhere beside the bad fuse. Oh, there it is. We might be able to fix this board. There's a MOV right here, and there's got a bit of a crack in it. That's why I didn't even notice that. See that device right there? It's an MOV. Metal oxide varistor. It's a surge suppressor for AC stuff. So if I'd saw that, I wouldn't even put the fuse in there. I would have said, well, yeah, it needs a fuse, but yeah, this thing's going to pop it again. So we got to desolder and pull that out. And of course, it's a double-sided soldered board, so that's always fun. So let's find out where it's hiding at. So the new one's got it on there too, a little blue one, but it's the same thing. Alright, looks like it goes here. Come on. Gotta get a little flux on there, I think, because it ain't wanting to heat up. Flux allows the solder to flow and heat up more and all that fun stuff. So let's has a kind of funky smell to it. Oh, yeah, pulled off better. See, with this being a double-sided soldered board, you got solder on the front side and the back side. So let's see if we can heat this up. See if we could possibly pull it through from the front side. I'm going to take my soldering iron up to a higher temperature range so we can get that solder to flow a little bit. Come on. Okay, you got one side off. There it is. We need to clean it up some because there's still solder there that needs to go away. Okay, let's see if I can tell by the new one what number it's got on there. I think I got one like that. Let's see, maybe a different color. Very similar number, not identical, but very, very, very close. Probably close enough that it will work and do its function and job for surge suppression. There's solder on the front side blocking the hole I didn't get, so let's I think that's all off there. Nice thing is these things don't have a polarity, so you can put them in whichever way you want. That's in there. And we'll also have to replace this fuse at the same time. Get me another fuse. We'll flip this over, solder it in, and then we'll hope that this is all that's wrong with it. Alright, let's focus on that again. See if it shoots any sparks like it did last time, or flash like it did last time. clicking and doing its job. Okay, so now let's get this capacitor out of here. Now this capacitor's probably got a big old charge built up in it. Even though it's reading half of what it should, it's still potent on the shock it would deliver. It hurts you. I'm going to lift it straight up and out. I'm going to keep the nut and the washer off because we occasionally are needing those for something else. Get a bigger drawer for those. Alright, take the capacitor and chuck it in the trash. Let me walk over and make sure I got a 40 that will bolt in there. If not, I've got this one here. It's 40 in the same voltage range, actually a little higher. Actually, it's just a different style. And we would have to probably glue this in there somewhere, but or it sits right there. So we'll probably have to glue it in there or something with some epoxy. Okay, all I had was a 60 and an 80, but that's too big. I don't want to. It would soup it up some, but this board is not designed for that size. Actually, no, we could put a 60, and that would turn it into a 9 joule. I think they made a KF6000, and I think it took a 60. So let's put a 60 in these. I think the 60s and the 90s, or the 6 joule, 9 joule, the boards are all the same. I know the capacitors are the same, just the capacitors were different. So we'll put this great big 60 microfarad capacitor in there. Oh man. Put that right there. Actually, we put this on just a little bit. Let's get it kind of started. That way it lets our washer go where we want it to go and doesn't fall off. And it's easier to put in put on then than it is now when the thing's already in there. Okay. So let's take this board, set it right there. Oh. God damn. Whew! Told you they can. I haven't used a capacitor in quite a while and it still had a charge built up in it it's been sitting there on that shelf for weeks. And the dumb thing still had a charge built up in it. That was right in my teeth. Made me jump. It was right down there trying to look, and bam, right in my eyes. Okay, let's plug it in. Okay, so far so good. Let's put a lid back on. I need to clean that out still. Alright, well, let's get that fancy tester out, and we're going to test this unit with this meter here. I'm going to see what kind of voltage we're getting out of it and what loads and everything. So let's put our fence or ground wire over here, the ground lead of this meter over here, the black one. Let's put the fence one, red, here. So this was a 6 joule output unit. So now we're going to see under no load what it's going to read, which that's With no load, we're not going to see any joules out of it at all, because it's not really doing any work besides clicking along. And we should get max kV rating out of it as well, which I think on these about probably 7 to 10, I guess. I can average range. So let's turn this on. We're on kilovolts. We're on no load. Turn it on. That pulls a few times. We're sitting about 7.9 kV, 7.5. Going to bounce around. All right, let's so it's off. Let's go to 1,000 ohms. And drop this down 1 notch. Drop it back on. At 6,000 volts at 1.6 joule output. Have to put 1,000 ohm load on there. So it dropped down by about 1,500 volts. Turn this off. Let's go to a 500 ohm load. Should climb up some more, because the closer you get to 0 ohms across fence and ground, that's a dead short. So 0 ohms is the heaviest, and we of course don't go 0. Alright, we're at 3 joule output, 5.8 kV with a 500 ohm load. Turn it off. Let's go to 200 ohm. We're at 6 joule output already at 5.3 kV output. That's 6 joule output. So we're already at 200 ohm. We're at what this unit was originally. Let's see if we go to 100 ohm, if it will go up any higher, since we did put a little bit bigger capacitor in this thing. We're at 8.6 joule output. So we gained, just by putting that little bit bigger capacitor in there, we gained almost 3 joules more of energy. So we're at 8.6 joule output with 4.6 kV. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. The 100 ohm load is at almost 5,000 volts out of the thing. So the closer you get to 0 ohms, the worse the short is. And we're at 100 ohm load, and that's the built-in load on the meter itself, because it's got, you know, internal load, and all these blue ones are external loads. And of course, I don't have any big resistors right now for this, so we're not going to go that deep with it. And we know we can get a 50 ohm load and see what that would do, I guess. But I don't think I've got. Oh, yeah, I don't have one. So I was going to look see if I had a heavy enough load to see if we could drag it down some more. But so now he's got basically a KF6000 is what he has. They did make that model for a while too, which they still do make it. I don't know if it's under the Kencove name or not, but they do make it. So that's pretty slick stuff. So this unit's done. We're going to clean out the inside and all that fun stuff, and zip it all back together and call it done. So remember to subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up button, and until next time, we'll see you guys later on, and have a good rest of your day.